Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
I'm Katie.
And we are happy that you are here tonight. It is going to be a fun night as we geek out together. But before we get into all of that, we should encourage you to go to Mouse Ways Travel, where you can book your next Disney trip and also support DAPs Magic and Geeks Corner. Matt will save you money. Matthew, I got to say that right. I always make nicknames for people, don't I?
You really do.
I do. But Matthew will save you money at no extra charge and make your next Disney trip that much more magical because you'll get more out of it. But you can do that by going to mouseways.com/dapsmagic or just tell him that Mr. Daps sent you. Either way, you'll be doing yourself a favor, you'll be doing us a favor, and you'll be having a magical time doing it as well. With that, let's get into the show, huh?
Let's go.
People want to join the show. What should they do?
Go to geekscorner.live, and from there you can participate in the YouTube chat. You can also go on twitter.com and use the hashtag GeeksCorner. Be a buddy pal. Join us, won't you?
That is absolutely correct. And let's start things off at the Disneyland Resort, where we learned this week when more restaurants are opening.
A lot of them this month.
A lot of them at the end of the month. And that's always good because we do like to eat at Disneyland. And the question that we have to ask before we get into all of this is, when you get a pretzel at the Disneyland Resort, to cheese or not to cheese?
I'm not speaking to this man.
No?
I'm not speaking to you. No cheese.
No cheese.
No cheese.
I don't know. Asking the question.
So you tell us. I don't like cheese. I do love cheese. I love cheese. I'm a cheese person. But
would you say you're cheesy?
I am very cheesy. One may say that, actually.
Okay.
But I don't like that plasticky cheese sauce.
It's delicious.
It's not. But May 28th, a lot of restaurants are reopening at the Disneyland Resort.
What restaurants are reopening?
I believe Blue Bayou is on the 28th. I know Napa Rose is on the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
Also important to know, all of the restaurants at the Grand Californian Resort and Spa are going to reopen to everybody on the 28th. Because now, Hearthstone is open and Craftsman is open, formerly Whitewater. But it's only open to guests at the hotel. So on the 28th. Which
is kind of nice. Like, it gives the staff a chance to get used to working again and having guests and all those fun things.
Definitely. I think also the concern is, like, Hearthstone is an indoor bar.
True.
So I think there's also that concern of not wanting to have too long of a wait, being able to keep up with guest demands.
Are they allowed to do the indoor thing yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Indoor dining is allowed.
I'm at a bar.
I think for bars, you still technically have to buy food with it.
Got it.
I'm not 100% sure. California is really hard to keep up with.
And it seems like the rules keep changing.
They do. We're doing the best we can. We might have outdated information. So yeah, all of those things are reopening. Very excited. And reservations for Napa and Storytellers and Blue Bayou are all going to open on the 18th of this month. So.
And which one out of all of these?
The only one I've been to is Storytellers.
But that's okay. Like, because like, just conceptually, like, which one looks the most fun to go to? Because this is actually almost a better perspective to have, is like, having not been to most of these, which one? And let's even say, even though it's not technically opening the way we'd want it to, but Carthay Restaurant.
Yes.
Like, let's imagine that Carthay Restaurant is also opening in its former glory with the duck wings.
With the duck wings.
Yes.
Because the firecracker duck wings are very, very important to us here at DAPs Magic.
I loved them.
To me, the ambiance of Blue Bayou seems the most fun because you get to see pirates, especially if you have a tail by the water.
Okay.
A lot of fun. But I really, really want to go to Napa because I have never been to Napa Rose before. I also have not been to Carthay in its full getup.
Like, to me, it's all about pork chops, get a side of mashed potatoes, because I think they come with something else, rice or something, and you are good to go.
Like, I have been
In fact, that's one of the best meals, I think, at the Disneyland Resort.
I've been since COVID, but I had never been to Napa before COVID.
Right, because when you've been, it's been the alfresco thing, isn't it? Carthay.
It's been this new menu.
Yeah.
So I really, really would like to go to Blue Bayou just to experience it because I think it's a lot of fun. And, you know, every time I've gone on Pirates, I always go, wow, look at those people.
They're sitting over there. Or when we went on it a week and a half ago. And wow, look, there's nobody.
It's
kind of, it was bizarre. Like the tables weren't set either, if I recall. They're just, it was just like,
it's very unsettling there being no people there. Carnation Cafe, there is currently no word on reopening date yet. But
my hunch is that's a space issue.
I'm also guessing that's
both
a space
inside
issue.
And out, like for cast members and for guests.
But it seems like things are starting to move in the right direction.
I'm curious in the chat what you think the best restaurant at the Disneyland Resort is, in your humble opinion. Katie, what would you go with? As in, like, if you could eat anywhere at the Disneyland Resort, where would you choose?
I don't have a lot of experience with.
That's okay. You can dream.
I've heard wonderful things about Steakhouse 55.
Oh, good call.
So I'd love.
I haven't been there in years.
I've never been to Steakhouse 55.
But let's just add that. So I think what we need to do is have a series of DAPs vlogs of Katie going to these restaurants for the first times each. Like, that would be really amazing.
Yes. So I've heard wonderful things about Steakhouse. I'd love to go. Okay.
So that's the one you are going to guess is the best?
I think from what I've heard, that is the best all around dining experience. Like, not obviously you're not in a theme park, but like food wise, I've heard it's really solid. What's yours?
Napa Rose.
I've never been, so
I love Napa Rose. You can't go wrong there. The service is great. The food's great.
Yeah.
Like, it's just great. I've never done the chef's table, which I think would be fun to get a group together when we're allowed to have groups together again and do something like that. But I think that would be a really fun experience to do sometime.
I would love to go someday.
Yeah,
I think that'd
there we
be
go.
fun.
These will all be videos that we can do someday, and it will be a blast. I'm seeing in the comments, did you ask the imaginary people at the Blue Bayou if they could throw you a bread roll? That's always a good idea.
I would have, had we not been filming.
I think they'll miss most of the time, though. I see people like Napa Rose, Blue Bayou, a request for a cheesy pretzel vlog from Kitty. I think those actually exist.
Not a cheese. It would be a cheeseless pretzel vlog.
Oh, okay.
I don't do cheese in my pretzels, guys. No.
Even for charity? Chalk Walk is in 11 days. The virtual Chalk Walk. How much would people donate if Katie would eat a cheesy pretzel?
I don't know.
The next time we're at Disneyland.
I would do it for charity. I would finish the cheese cup for charity.
Just by itself?
No! With the pretzel. No.
Okay, pretzel and cheese cup.
The way that I just said I would finish. I'm sorry, that's making me ill. I'll do it for charity.
Okay, so if you would like to see Katie eat a pretzel, we'll make it'll be a short video. It'll literally be only Katie eats a pretzel with cheese sauce at Sonoma Terrace, or wherever we get one. Like, conceivably,
this is making me ill.
Let us know in the comments. It'll be only on this video in the comments, and you have to do it after the show in the comments that go below the video so we don't lose them. And then we will know if this is really a thing that's worth doing. And we'll see how much we can raise for the virtual Chalk Walk. And that would be, I think that's a great idea.
Literally any amount. I'll tell you guys this. Any amount of money that gets donated to Chalk, I will do this.
See, and I was going to say like $50, but okay.
I just want money to go to Chalk Walk. So any amount. Hey, if we make it to $50, maybe I'll eat 2 cheese cups. But
yeah, okay, that's great.
Yeah,
that could be a very good video.
Probably correct.
$500, 2 cheese cups.
500?
Yeah.
Any 50?
No, 500.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
For one any amount, 500 for 2. Okay. I think that's fair.
That's fair.
Okay, so let's move right on. Another thing that's open is opening again is Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, which opens on June 15th, which is also the day that California supposedly reopens. The way things are going, I almost think it might be before then that California reopens, but that'll be interesting. What do you think of Paradise Pier reopening? Like, do you have any thoughts, opinions on that? As opposed to
can I be honest?
Disneyland Hotel reopening next? Go ahead.
Okay. So here's my thing. If you want to stay on Disney property and you are not scared off by the 500 however much price tag that's on Paradise Pier Hotel, be my guest. I am not going to stop anybody from doing that. For me, that is a ridiculous amount for Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, especially with the fact that there's not going to be any dining open at Paradise Pier Hotel.
But you can order from downtown
Which is
Disney
awesome.
or Grand
I think
California.
that is super cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
There's going to be select restaurants that you can scan a QR code from your TV in your room, and you can meet a delivery person in the lobby and get your food and take it back up to your room.
But I will say there are deals to be had
Totally.
in non-Disney hotels right now.
And I'm just saying, for me,
Like, we've had friends from out of city, but not out of state, come down, and they've gotten some really good deals
Definitely.
at the hotels that are, I think they're called Good Neighbor hotels or something.
yeah. So you don't need to be paying $550 a night for.
But if you really want to, go for it. Like, if you want that Disney
100%.
experience, great.
I'm not going to stop anybody that wants to do that. I would
But if
pay
you
that
want to
for-
save money, there are ways to do this.
Like, you could go to Mouseways Travel.
Yeah, you can go to Mouseways Travel, and Matthew will help you. /
But
DAPs Magic.
I would pay that for the Disneyland Hotel gladly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard with Paradise Pier Hotel because you don't have the convenience of
Well, and you're not as
distance.
close. Yeah.
You can't cut through the Grand Californian, and I'm wondering if they're going to change that rule because they're kind of acting as a unit right now. I'm wondering if I'm not saying that you should go try walking through the front of Grand California because that's a long walk
By the
if they
time
don't let you.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
But I'd be very interested.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
overall, I think it's great for the health of the Disneyland Resort overall. But
Okay. Another thing that's happening at the Disneyland Resort is Indiana Jones Adventure is testing a virtual queue, which I think is brilliant.
yeah,
I'm a fan of the virtual queue. I love how they do it for Star Wars Rise of Resistance. I think it's fantastic. I love that they're trying it here. Basically, it's the same system other than you don't have to do it at 7 a.m. It only is in park during park hours.
Yeah. And
it's not even necessarily guaranteed for all of that. It could be on sometimes and off other times. It's kind of as a demand thing, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
This is all very simple. Makes sense. Great. What other attractions would you like to see something like this for? Because to me, immediately I'm thinking like Space Mountain makes a lot of sense because you have to go down that long corridor, go all around, all that fun stuff. I think Haunted Mansion, having now seen the line every time, makes a lot of sense. Pirates makes a lot of sense. I would even say Snow White's Enchanted Wish makes more sense than any of them.
Well, Peter Pan traditionally.
But Peter Pan didn't have a long line. They all went over to Snow White.
It's true.
Yeah. Radiator Springs Racers is a great idea.
It'd be really great if the attraction was up.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Anywho, watch our California Adventure vlog for that.
That backstory.
Soarin',
yeah, that would make sense.
Because it does get very long.
Yeah.
So here's my hot take. I'd like to see this replace Fastpass.
Yes.
Because when it was something we noted on opening day of there's no Fastpass right now and things are kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
Fastpass is a great system in theory, but overall it actually puts a lot of pressure on the queues.
Yep.
And so I think that something like this might actually be the future of Disney Fastpass.
Well, and I think it's a good thing to do or to be thinking about at the very least, especially if they want us using the mobile app that much more, because it really makes you, between that and all of the mobile ordering, it really pulls you into like, oh, I better use this app. And so then you keep sticking with it. And then you find like, oh, I can find wait times. Like, I think I used the mobile app more on opening day of Disneyland than probably, I don't know, for months before it closed. And we
because I'm always the person that uses it.
Well, and we do use the mobile app, but usually it was very quickly like, oh, we're ordering food. And it wasn't for actually
checking wait times
or, we got our boarding group, which that was happening right before the parks closed.
Yeah.
But like, I think you more naturally gravitated towards it when you had more things to do with it. And that makes sense if they were to.
It becomes an actual tool to your trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. And that's kind of where Walt Disney World is going with their future planning stuff. And what is that? The Genie. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see more things like this be utilized and then come over to Disneyland, which would be super cool as well.
Definitely.
Speaking of Walt Disney World, though, temperature checks are going away. How do you feel about this, first off?
I'm okay with it. My concern has always been if you take a fever reducer, you can bypass those things. Like, say somebody's fully in the throes of COVID and they're very, very ill, but the only screening they're going through is telling somebody, no, I don't have any of those symptoms, and they take a fever reducer. It's not gonna work.
Well, and I've always thought it's funny is I take my temperature before I go to work. And so I'll get my normal temperature, and then I'll get to work, and it's, instead of the mouth one, it's the one they have at Disney, basically. And depending on how cool it is outside, my forehead will be a different temperature. And sometimes I'll just wait a couple of minutes, just like I'll take it when I walk in the door because we're supposed to do that. And then I'll wait a couple of minutes just to be like, oh, I wonder how much it went up. And it always is different. Like within 30 seconds, it'll be a half degree to a degree higher. And so I think there's I don't know how effective the whole system is. It makes you feel better, but I don't. Yeah. And it's probably a deterrent too. Like if for those that didn't think of, hey, I could take a fever reducer, just like, oh, I'm not going to pass. I better stay home, which is great.
I also think that if it caught one person, it was useful.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I'd like to see something less intrusive, I guess, but I'd like to see something like this.
Well, and I don't actually mind them.
I just think it causes a bottleneck.
A little bit. But even you think of how fast we went through, even on Disneyland opening day.
Totally.
Like the bottlenecks we've had were generally just when we were going to Downtown Disney. And I think they've upped the system so much since then that it's much better than it was 4 months ago. Definitely. And I don't actually mind the temperature checks, so I don't have a huge opinion on if they stay or go. I think part of me will actually miss them at some level, just because there is a comfort of knowing there's that extra layer of some sort of defense, and the questions are being asked. And I'll be curious if there are questions still asked as you're walking in, or if it's just hey, you should know this.
Here. Yeah.
But this is all the part that's going to be really interesting moving forward, because you just don't know. We're in this whole, like, what is
transitioning back to
whatever's next. Yeah. And that's going to be very fascinating to see how that all plays out. And I don't actually know what's going to happen. It'll be very interesting.
Definitely.
How about we move on to Halloween? It was halfway to Halloween this week. And we got perhaps this was really more of a Christmas present to us. We learned that there's going to be a Muppets Haunted Mansion in which Gonzo's basically challenged to spend the night in the Haunted Mansion, and mayhem ensues, I'm going to say. I was reading this, and I think I did the article for this, if I recall. And the moment I read it, I was like, this reminds me a lot of The Ghost and Mr. Chicken with Don Knotts, which is fine. Like Don Knotts, Gonzo, same thing. I don't know. But I'm very curious. What do you think of Muppets Haunted Mansion?
I'm so excited. This is one of the best things that they have done with the Muppets in a while. Probably the best thing they've done with the Muppets since the last D23 Expo.
Thank you, Kevin Lively.
He's
coming up a lot lately.
Seriously, thank you. Everyone say thank you, Kevin Lively.
Yep. Everybody tweet Livelyland.
Everybody. But it's a combination that 100% makes sense, and it's a lot of fun.
I hope there's behind the scenes of the filming of it.
Oh, I'd love that. Or that we hear about it on a below the frame.
Or maybe there's it'd be cool if they did a competition for charity where you could be a walk-on. That'd be pretty cool.
Mr. DAPs will raise whatever money it takes to do that. What if Egon was a walk-on?
I'd be jealous.
I'd love that. I think that'd be very fun. Or Adam.
Adam would be funnier. I feel like Adam and Gonzo are just a perfect pairing.
Yeah. I think that'd be really good.
Because I feel like Adam would look up to Gonzo as the big brother he never had. And Gonzo would think Adam's the coolest thing ever because he likes chickens too, probably. I don't know.
They would just start talking about chickens.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it, mainly because I think that Haunted Mansion is very campy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that lends itself to the Muppets very well
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't have to be overtly, haha, we are making jokes, but it fits into the same camp that the Muppets do. So
I'm curious how long it's going to be. Is it going to be like a 22-minute special or half an hour?
Give
or is
me
it a full hour?
A full
feature film.
Feature film, you cowards. I'd love to see. I'd love to see. You know, my birthday is in October. I'm just putting that out
So it
there.
should be out before the 20th. Is that what you're saying? Or
yeah, well, it'd be a nice little birthday present to me if it was a feature-length film.
oh, yes, I agree with you.
So that's what I'm saying is my birthday's in October. So if you'd like to give me a present, a feature-length Muppets Haunted Mansion,
that would be amazing.
But
I am curious to see how they like. What is the storyline they do?
Yeah,
and I'm curious how deep they go with it.
I will love it. I'm so excited. I'd also love to see this with other Disney attractions. Like one of my things that upsets me the most is that the Muppet Great Movie Ride never happened because I wanted it so badly. Like every time I hear about the Muppet Great Movie Ride, I'm like, no, I know why it didn't happen. I know logistically and business wise why that didn't happen, but I wanted it to happen. So I would love to see more things like this, more specials, because I understand it's not feasible to do a whole attraction, but I'd love to see more specials. So I'm excited, guys. I think this is such a good idea.
I think it'll be great. I'm really curious to see like Sweetums is in it. I'm assuming Kermit's in it at some level.
He has a flashlight.
Uncle Deadly has to be in it. I feel like
yes.
It'll be curious. You know, Robin could be hiding somewhere in it. I think that would be fun too.
Yeah.
Rolf, I want to see Rolf play the organ.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's so many different things you could do with this, and
he's playing the organ and it's his shadow, and then you turn the camera and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that."
Yes, basically. And then I feel like Statler and Waldorf could be the dueling portrait.
Wow, you know, Mr. DAPs, you're giving this up for free.
Hey, you know what? If they want help, I'm more than happy. You know,
it's true.
You
are a top Muppet expert.
I would be. I don't know if I'm a top Muppet
in my opinion.
I just love the Muppets, and I think it'd be really funny. Yeah, and then maybe bring in some like random obscure characters too. That could be.
I think that'd be fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah. I'm curious what Miss Piggy ends up doing. Maybe she's the one that challenges Gonzo, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Scooter's got to be there.
Maybe she's not a big fan of the bride though.
Maybe she is the bride. Poor Kermit.
Oh, Kermie.
That could maybe not end so well.
Kermit. New
Zealand, definitely. Sam Eagle's got to be somewhere. You know, there's so many things. Sam Eagle could be the Hatbox Ghost.
He could be. I also think that he is going to say that this entire challenge is foolish and that no one should partake in such things. And
I would love if they used the 3Ds from as the hitchhiking ghosts. Debbie was sick.
So the union sent me. I really miss Muppet Vision.
Yeah.
They could honestly just remake Muppet Vision and call it.
I believe it will be celebrating its 30th anniversary within the week. I don't remember the exact specific date, but I do think that is coming up.
Oh, Clocky, that's good.
Oh, Bunsen. Yeah, you're right. Clocky's correct. Hatbox Ghost, Bunsen, but the head is Beaker. That would be
good.
Amazing.
That's good.
That would be very cool.
I'm just really excited about this.
I really hope that they do everything they possibly can, and this is a home run because I just think there's so much potential. Other things that's happening for Halloween, along with there's a really cool Haunted Mansion virtual tour that you can take through all of the different mansions.
Yeah.
So it's the 3 haunted mansions in Mystic Manor, and Uncle Deadly hosts that. Definitely worth checking out.
So good.
But they also announced this week that there's going to be a Disney After Hours, which is not a full party. It's 3 hours instead of a full party, but it's a Halloween themed one called Boo Bash, coming to the Magic Kingdom this fall. Well, this summer really, because it starts in August. But we don't know prices yet. I'm assuming those will come out any day.
Yeah.
What do you think of 3 hours of cavalcades, candy, characters and costumes.
I do like candy.
Did you see that alliteration there? That was
really impressive. I'm very proud of you.
I got halfway into that. I'm like, I wonder how far I can go with this.
And you knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
So well.
Out of the park or into the park?
Heyo. I'm not much of a Halloween person. A Halloween person. I'm a Halloween person. Don't get it twisted. Disney Halloween parties, though, not my biggest thing in the world.
They're fun.
I just recently did one for the first time.
Yep.
2019.
Yep.
I had fun, but we've had the option when we've been in Walt Disney World, and I've just never really.
I honestly would rather go to the full Halloween party because I'd love to see some of the bigger entertainment that they do.
This just doesn't really, like, 3 hours to me in Disneyland time. That's like 5 minutes.
I think the cavalcades will be fun.
Totally.
I think seeing the characters will be fun if they're well lit, and I'm sure they'll have the cadaver dance. In fact, I might have read that somewhere. But I do admit I have mixed feelings. I'm like 3 hours, depending on the price. If it's
Agreed.
$55 or something,
Yeah,
maybe
not bad.
If it's $130,
No.
I'm like, that's a lot of.
Again, if you are willing to pay that money, we're not going to stop you.
But that's almost $45 an hour.
Yeah, but for some people, that's worth it.
Yeah,
that's where your priorities are.
And you're gonna get amazing pictures. You probably get free photo pass for this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to have like costumes and like we did the Star Trek costumes on Star Tours the first year they did a Disneyland when they returned the Halloween party to Disneyland, and that was a blast. And that I think would be really fun. Because can you imagine a bunch of people dressed in Star Trek uniforms on the People Mover? That would be hilarious. Right?
Okay, maybe we should go.
I mean, it'd be worth it for the picture / video.
We do have Star Trek uniforms.
Yes, it would be fun. Or there's lots of fun things that you can do at a Halloween party. Just getting to be in costume and take the pictures. Or like you could be ghost cowboys and go take pictures in.
He's just giving away his Halloween costumes, people.
I'm just going with what I got. But,
I mean, you were a cowboy last year.
Yeah.
Now
but
you can just be a ghost.
There's
cowboy.
Lots of options that make it fun. And
I crack myself up.
But, there's I think it'll be very interesting to see as we hear more of the offerings for these things and the specifics of how much they are, what you actually get, and how many nights they are. Because by then, conceivably, there could be nighttime spectaculars. Mm-hmm. I think maybe not specifically in August, but I would think by Halloween time, there's a very good chance you have some form of fireworks. I know they were testing fireworks at Epcot night before, something like that. Last night, actually, they were using the Epcot Forever music. How weird is that?
I think Epcot Forever music is very pretty.
Well, just everybody's been talking harmonious, and then suddenly it's like Epcot Forever music.
So here's a couple things.
They're probably hiding the music.
I think they're hiding the music for harmonious. I don't think that they're going to go letting anybody leak that.
I think it would be amazing though if they did do Epcot Forever. This wasn't on our script, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Oh, we have a script.
Forever, our outline, but wouldn't it be great if they did Epcot Forever as soon as you can start doing stuff? Maybe it's even in the summer. Do that all the way through, and then October 1st, not only are you getting Ratatouille, Remy's Adventure, but you also get the first night of Harmonious. How cool would that be?
I'd love that. I also really want to see Epcot Forever. Like I know it's not the best nighttime spectacular in the entire world,
but
I'd like to see it though.
In this situation, there'd be that possibility. Like if you were to be there the week of, the night before, they could do one show, and then the next night, the next, because that's what they did with Illuminations into and I'll never forget. And they're sitting with my friend Russ that I made from, I think he was South Carolina, and we just became photographer buddies, and so we watched the last night of Illuminations together, and the next night we met up and watched
I was jealous.
Epcot Forever. But that's the magic of Disney, is you make friends at these things. It's so great because
you're funny.
And like it started pouring, and he grabbed us both ponchos. It's the only poncho I've ever owned in my life, and I used it to cover my camera.
Priorities. Yes. Cameras are expensive,
but
kids.
It's great, and that's Disney magic, and it just makes it so much fun. And friends are the magic, I think, of Disney, and that's just a blast. I think we probably will see nighttime spectaculars though by October 1st, so I think that will be fun.
Maybe not in full scale, but in some scale.
Well, and if they can bring back, because they've got this next week also celebration of Festival of Lion King is coming back.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they can bring that back, you're now starting to talk like, hey, maybe Fantasmic, hey, maybe Nemo. There's other shows that could start coming back. Beauty and the Beast makes a lot of sense because that's outdoors anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, running out of time, Katie. What should people do?
Just go to dapsmagic.com. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list and find our merchandise.
That is right. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got tons of videos going up from the opening weekend, really, of Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. And Murray is over at Walt Disney World right now celebrating his graduation. So wish him well. But he's also getting new videos that will be going up as well. And I've gotten to see previews of a few things that are coming up, and they're pretty exciting as well. So that is all the time we have for you this week, and my mouse is falling asleep, so that's never good. But that is all the time we have for you this week. So we will see you around the corner.
Bye.